Welcome to DWBI Adda channel. Please subscribe for latest training videos.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the lecture series on computer vision. In the last few lectures, we discussed about the definition of the computer vision, how computer vision evolved over time, some of the frameworks that are associated with computer vision, and then we shifted our focus onto NumPy. We also saw some of the basic operations that can be done using NumPy. We also did some hands-on coding exercises using NumPy, where we did all of the operations that are required from a basic understanding of NumPy. So once we have completed all of these fundamentals, we are now ready to move into the concept of OpenCV. So OpenCV is a Python library which stands for Open Computer Vision, and this library is actually available in languages of C++, Python, and Java. However, since we are coding all of these in Python and we are talking about the subject of computer vision, we'll actually use the language Python, and therefore we will be using the OpenCV library in Python language itself. So OpenCV is a very powerful computer vision library that gives you a lot of manipulations options, like you can draw images, like you can draw basic shapes over the images, you can draw polygon over the images, you can also overlay some text on the images, change the shape of the images, change the color of the images, filter the edges and maybe the boundaries of the images and stuff like that. Therefore, OpenCV is widely used in the perspective of machine learning and deep learning because of the manipulation power it actually gives to us. So the agenda of this tutorial is to look at how to install OpenCV if it's not already installed in our system, and also open an image using OpenCV. So without wasting much of your time, let's get started. So I will fire up my Jupyter notebook over here. I will go to my Jupyter notebook, and to install OpenCV, I will write pip install OpenCV dash Python. Because OpenCV is already installed on my local system, it will give me the message of requirement satisfied. Otherwise, like it will install all of the required libraries along with OpenCV, which is NumPy. And this is the reason why we actually studied NumPy before using OpenCV. So once OpenCV is successfully installed, you can actually check if OpenCV is running perfectly fine on your system or not. But before that, because we are using this in the Jupyter Notebook cell, please do remember to use the exclamation mark before the pip install statement. And if you are using it directly from the command line or like installing it from the command line or terminal, you can directly use pip install OpenCV-Python. No need to use the exclamation sign over here. I will just write import CV2 over here and see if this perfectly works for me or not. I see it perfectly works for me. If it does not for you, then it means that you have done some error and you need to check if you have installed the required packages or not. So once we have set up the OpenCV, like what do you expect from a basic computer vision library? You expect that it should be able to read the images, it should be able to show you the images, and you should be able to do different manipulations on the images as well. So OpenCV, so the basic is actually like opening an image using OpenCV, and in this tutorial we will exactly do the same. So OpenCV gives us this function which is known as cv2.imread, and in this I am required to pass in the name of my image, which is trial.jpg. Remember, you have to pass in the complete path of the image in case the image is not in your home directory. However, for me the image is in home directory, therefore I can just write the name of the image, and I will store this in a variable called image, img. So now what happens, I told you, is that computer actually perceives everything in the form of the pixels. Therefore, let's see, like if we are saving some images, how does the computer perceives it? So I will type in img, and you will be surprised to see that it will not open the image for you. Rather, you will actually see the list of the pixel values. That's how the computer actually sees the image. So you see, this is how computer actually looks at the images. So this is like a numpy matrix, and I can actually print the shape of this numpy matrix. So for that I would actually need to import numpy as np, and uh, np dot shape img, So it will actually give me the shape of the image, which is actually 800 cross 1200 cross 3. So this is a 800 length cross width image, 800 cross 1200, and it's a three-dimensional image because it contains the form of RGB color space. So this 3 represents RGB color space over here, and this is how a computer actually perceives the images. It's not directly in the form of the image. However, if we want to see the image opening up in our system, we need to use certain functions as well to get to the images. So the function we will use is cv2.imshow. Now cv2.imshow takes in two arguments. The first argument is actually the name of the window, because OpenCV, OpenCV manipulates the image, or OpenCV actually opens the image in a new window rather than on your computer screen itself, like your Jupyter Notebook screen itself. It opens that in the new window. Therefore, you are required to give an window name as well, which I have named it as Windows, and I will directly pass img over here because this is the name of my image. So after that, you are required to close the window as well. By close, I mean like once you press the escape button, the window should actually get destroyed and the image should also get removed. So to achieve this thing, we actually have to use certain parameters or certain functions, which I will call cv2.wait key, and I will pass in 0 over here. That means as soon as I hit on enter, the image will actually get destroyed and the window will also get removed. Again, to destroy all windows, I will also use cv2.destroy all windows, and this will destroy every window for me. So while like for opening an image using OpenCV, you actually have to use these 3 lines of code. If you just use cv2.imshow, so it will actually open up an infinite loop for you, like infinite loop of images for you, and you won't be able to actually like cross the image or close the image at that point of time. So to close the image, you need to have these 2 lines written while you are using OpenCV. So as soon as I hit on the run button over here, you will see that this image appears on the screen. So this is the image that I have actually stored, and as soon as I press the 0 button, it will actually get destroyed. So this is how you actually open an image using OpenCV. There is another way to open an image using like Matplotlib, which we'll be discussing. The difference is that Matplotlib actually like opens the image in the Jupyter notebook itself. Like you don't need to have a separate window for opening an image using Matplotlib. So for this, I will just import matplotlib.pyplot as plt, and then I will write img new. The name of the function actually remains the same, that is plt.imshow and imread. So imread trial.jpg, and then plt.imshow. So if I run this command, you will actually see that the image will actually appear on the Jupyter Notebook screen. So it shows me that plt.imshow, yeah, it will actually require this name of the image as well. So like this, and you'll see that this image has actually appeared on the Jupyter Notebook screen. So you can open an image using OpenCV as well as Matplotlib. However, in the context of machine learning and deep learning, we actually use OpenCV because of the manipulations that OpenCV provides to us. Therefore, it's always better to use OpenCV as compared to Matplotlib, but it also depends on the situation. So we will end this tutorial over here. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and you learned something important from it. Let's just meet again and hoping to see you in the next one. Thank you.